So we're going to talk some more today about angles and angle relationships and how we can start to use them to find out missing information. Yesterday, we talked a lot about naming angles and the types of angles. And I wanted to show you this really busy diagram. So there are 4 intersecting lines here. I don't know the measurements of any of the angles, and that's actually okay. But I wanted to tell you have to be really careful about using certain types of naming techniques. If I simply said the measure of angle M, okay, which would be denoted by a little m for measure, the angle symbol, which is like a slanted capital L, and then the letter that I'm trying to use, the measure of angle M, I don't know what angle M is, right? Because M could be here or here or here or here or here. So in this case, I cannot use a single letter. I would have to be much more specific and say, I want to know the measure of angle 2. Well, there's only 1, 2 on here. Or I want to know the measure of angle EMB, which would go from E through M up to B. It would be between these 2 lines here. It'd actually be several of my angles put together, right? So we have to be careful with that. Now, let's go back and review real quick how we're going to name these. So name the angle in 4 ways. Well, I can call it angle 2 by the number. I can call it angle E by the single letter. In this case, it's okay because there's nothing else that could possibly be named E. There's only one angle we're looking at. And then I can go with the 3 letters. So angle DEF or angle FED. That particular picture has 4 names. Then it asks me to classify. What type of angle is it? Acute, obtuse, right, or straight? And this happens to be an acute angle. That's all they want for that. Now, let's review our vertical angles from yesterday. Remember, when 2 lines cross, the V's across from each other are what we call vertical angles. So in this case, the pink ones are one set, and the squiggle green ones are another set. Pairs are congruent, which means they have the exact same shape, exact same size, exact same measurements, which means my green squiggles are both the same measurement. And my pink lines are both the same measurement. That's an important piece to keep in mind, not just being able to pick them out, but then also remembering that they are equal. Let's look at a picture. I have 2 lines that cross here. I want to know the value of X. And you look at that and you're like, what? So I recognize that I have vertical angles. This top one where the 100 is labeled, and this bottom one where the 2x plus 4 is labeled. And since they're vertical angles, I know that they're equal. So let me take the measurements and make an equation. 2x plus 4 equals 100. And now we've turned it from a geometry problem to a simple solving equations algebra problem. No big deal. I'll run through this real quick. X equals 48. That doesn't mean that this angle is 48 degrees. We already know it's 100. It just tells me that X right there is 48. And there are other reasons why you might need to do this. This is just the beginning. All right, let's try one more. This one, you have to do a little bit of assuming. I see that I have 2 lines that cross each other. I see that I'm given some numbers and some information, and they want me to tell what X is. Now, I don't have information for for vertical angles. If I was to say this is 15, all right, but that doesn't really tell me much. That doesn't have the X. And the thing across from it, well, I can tell you that that is 15X, but that doesn't do much. I can't set them equal because 15X equals 15X. Yeah, I already knew that, thanks. But I do see that if I put two of these together as adjacent angles, it will make a straight line. And I know that a straight line is like a straight angle, and a straight angle is 180 degrees. So let's do this. This one plus this one together equal a straight line, or 180 degrees. I'm allowed to do that. I know those two go together and make a straight line. That's how the angles were formed, out of straight lines crossing. So again, we're back to an equation. Subtract 15. I get 165. And then I'll divide, and I get 11. So in this case, x is worth 11. You probably know everything you need to know about these already. You just need some practice in which skill to apply to which picture. And we'll do that practice and you'll get really good at it.